Why does the United States Supreme Court want to take a case involving a white straight woman arguing reverse discrimination? Only bad things can happen. That's a new case called Ames versus the Ohio Department of Youth Services. The United States Supreme Court is going to take it. Lord knows what their response and their opinion is going to be. We cover it all on a show we call Unprecedented, of course, on Legal AF. Take a listen.
So the next thing that we are following is the Ames versus Ohio Department of Youth Services. So oral arguments for Ames versus Ohio Department of Youth Services is scheduled for next week on the 26th. So we can cover what happened during oral arguments on our next episode. But essentially what it is this woman is claiming discrimination, employment discrimination. She is claiming employment discrimination, saying that she's part of a majority group because she's white and she's straight and she didn't get the promotion she wanted and she got demoted in favor of, and in terms of the promotion, she says that a gay woman got her job when she should have gotten the promotion. And then she was demoted and replaced by a gay man. So she's saying specifically because she's straight, because she's white, that this happened to her. And she's claiming discrimination under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act. She lost in the circuit court. They said that she didn't make a prima facie case of discrimination, but the Supreme Court took her case. They're hearing the oral arguments next week. And the specific thing that they're looking at is right now, if you are in a majority versus a minority group, you have to show that background circumstances, basically facts that show that you were discriminated because you were part of that majority, circumstances that make it suspicious of why the employer fired you. And the circuit said that she didn't give any of that data. She didn't give any statistical data for her employer, statistically discriminating against straight white women. She didn't show that. She didn't show, anything related to her specifically with her firing. So that's why she lost on her appeal, but the Supreme Court is taking this. And the question that they're going to be looking at specifically is whether or not the requirement to show background circumstances is constitutional in relation to showing a discrimination claim under Title VII. That background circumstances is only required when you are part of a majority group claiming discrimination.
Yeah, again, another version of the United States Supreme Court. You'd think by now a lot of this would be settled law.
Yeah.
It's amazing that there's still cases to be taken in this area.
It is settled. They're trying to unsettle it.
Yeah, right. That's a very good point. Right. It is, I guess that's my point. It's why are we still doing this? At this late date in 2025 and all of that. But we are, and it's important for us to cover it. Every time the Supreme Court touches something, we got to worry about the numbers. We got to worry about the alignments of the different voting blocks. And, how do you think this one will turn out?
Well, the fact that they took it, despite the fact that it's pretty settled, is bad, right? And it kind of goes into a lot of what Justice Clarence Thomas, and they're so against affirmative action, they're so against diversity, that it seems like this is maybe going to be an opportunity for them to look into it. It is tricky, though, because discriminating when you're part of a majority group, you really then are negating the whole Title VII then, I think, at that point. So, it makes sense that you have to kind of show that there is some evidence that this is not just a firing because you're not very good. And her employer showed that she was difficult to work with. She did get some good reviews, but she was also difficult to work with.
Welcome back. That was DIna Sayegh Dahl, close friend and colleague of mine, legal commentator extraordinaire. We have a show Unprecedented. We do it once a week. We focus solely on the United States Supreme Court like no other show on the YouTube dial. We're glad you're here. Support Legal AF in collaboration with the Midas Touch Network. Hit the free subscribe button. We're only 6 months old or less. We're up to almost 500,000 subscribers because of you. And tune in and watch people like Dina Dahl and Shan Wu and Court Accountability Action and Michael Popok regularly here. Only one place on the dial, Legal AF. Till my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories, the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.